What's up, YouTube? BK with BK Gaming 9000 here. Today is the day that they had the state of the game for the division, and let's go over kind of what they talked about and what they released for us today as of the 19th. So, we all know that 1.2 is going to have a better loot system, and they kind of talked about Clear Sky, the Incursion, but not only that, did they talk about the updates for the Incursion loot drops. In a second, we're going to have a photo pop up on the screen, and we are going to see that the hard mode boss drops will not only be able to drop 204 high-end weapons and 214 gear sets, but they will have a chance to drop 240. So don't think that you just have to do challenge mode in order for that chance to happen. You're just probably going to have to be really, really lucky to get it. So what I like about this update is that you can do the Incursion as many times as you want, and you'll still get the rewards, as in like a 204 high-end weapon and a 240 gear set from the boss drop. But you know, the weekly will give you bonus as well, but you'll still get that initial reward for completing it, which means that, you know, if you want people to run that Incursion multiple times with you, go right ahead. That is there for you, and that's what you can do. Probably one of the things that they talked about is hearing our voice when it comes to loot itself. They've mentioned in the podcast before that people and players like us have said that the loot is not even worth going to get, because when they finish a challenge mode that took them hours to complete, the loot that they got doesn't even match up with the build that they want to go for, so it doesn't really make sense for them, and they're really unhappy with that. So they understand our concerns, and they're saying that crafting is still the best source, which it is. As you saw in my previous crafting video, to get the best weapons, and they kind of want to change that. So they're gonna be releasing that on Tuesday the 24th with all these changes, and hopefully, because obviously no one has it yet except for the developers, but hopefully these changes do help, because you know, as the biggest looting game that's out there right now, it really needs a boost when it comes to the loot itself, as that guy just popped out of nowhere. So, why am I doing these side missions? Well, to talk more about that, we're going to have to get into the open world topic that they talked about, and that is concerning the high value targets and the search and destroy targets that you're going to be able to do in 1.2. First, well, towards the end, they did state that you have to complete all the side missions and all the encounters in order to unlock all the search and destroy missions. It doesn't necessarily mean that you have them all unlocked, because you still need those tokens to do them, but it means in order to unlock them in the future, you will have to complete all those. So just bear in mind that that's why I'm showing you side missions, because I was just working on the last couple that I had for side missions, and now I'm going to work on encounters after this. But they did talk about loot for those, and the high value targets and the dailies will drop 182 high end or 214 gear sets. Have a chance for 191 gear set as well. The high value target weekly pretty much has the same drop rate, except for it has a chance of a 214 gear set. And then the high risk target weekly will have a 204 high end or a 214 gear set drop with a chance of a 240 gear set. So the high risk one seems to be the one that we're going to be paying attention to. The state of the game went on for quite a bit today. They did show a little bit of Clear Sky. I'm pretty excited about that, and as I mentioned before, the loot system will make that very enjoyable to play, as well as the fact that they did say that there will be checkpoints in that video. So up here on the screen is the open world that I pretty much just read off for you guys. After this video, like after you watch this video, the link for these pictures will be down in the description. It's right to the website that they list all this stuff, and they did state that the patch notes for the 1.2 update will be coming on Monday, so get ready for that. I'm really excited for that. So They did talk a little bit more about the hijacking and doing all that stuff in the dark zone and all that stuff, and we'll get to that in due time. But I want to focus more on the loot this video. So the main missions are still, they're still there. They said that they were gonna make them, give the PvE a lot of love, and I'm assuming that the give PvE love is the incursion, the loot drops, and adding those search and destroy missions, because the hard modes and the challenge modes, I don't see that giving anything good now. The only thing that I can say that the challenge mode gives would probably be a chance at a 214 gear set, and that's literally about it. I'm gonna put up the main missions right now, and we're gonna read it off real quick. So the hard mode boss drop is a 163 high end. Hard mode mission reward is a 163 high end. The challenge mode is 2 times 182 high end and 1 times 182 high end or 214 gear set. Chance for a 1 time 191 gear set. Maybe those should have been reversed, and then challenge mode mission reward is still a 182. So with those numbers, I honestly don't see the point of doing those, except for the Phoenix credits, because they're going to be increasing the cap from 1,000 to 2,000. But other than that, I honestly do not see a point in doing the missions, because the rewards are, already going to be lower than some of the things I have. They don't even promise weapons. They just said high end or a 182 high end is like a weapon to me, because they say or a 214 gear set. So it's not even going to be a 204 weapon. It's either going to be a 182 weapon or a 204 or 214 gear set, which to me doesn't seem all that great. Speaking of the Dark Zone, we didn't really talk about the Dark Zone yet, but get ready. We're going to be talking about the Dark Zone right now. So the Dark Zone is going to get a lot of love, which it needs, because the Dark Zone right now is kind of bland. And as I mentioned before in previous videos, the Dark Zone is going to be getting a bracket buff. So not only are you going to have the 0 to 161, you're also going to have the 161 to 203, and then you're gonna, or the 200, and then you're gonna have 201 and plus, something like that. And the loot that's going to be dropped, so the named NPCs level 30 DZ1 and 2 are going to drop 163 high ends or 191 gear sets. The named NPC in level 31 DZ03 and DZ04 will be able to drop 163 and 182 high ends or 191 and 214 gear sets. Named NPCs level 32 DZ05 and DZ06 are going to be able to drop 163, 182, or 204 high ends, or 191, 214, and even 240 gear sets. Now that is a mouthful, but this also tells me that you don't necessarily have to be in the higher bracket to get 240 gear sets, because they still want you to be able to get up there. So with the possibility of a 240 drop, that's pretty amazing. And then for the higher level, the named NPC level 32 DZ01 and 2 are going to drop 182 to 204 and 214 to 240. Named NPC level 33 are going to drop 182 to 204 or 214 to 240. And the one that I'm most excited about is the higher zones, level 34, the DZ05 and DZ06. Of course, you're going to work your way up there, but if you've done the Incursion on Challenge Mode now, you're going to be able to get 204 high ends and 240 gear sets right off the bat. Like, sure, it might take you a little bit while and, some more tactics to survive that, but I believe the upper level is going to be where it's at when the 24th hits. I believe that's going to be a place to do it. And they also talked about supply drops, and supply drops are going to get a lot of love as well, because I'm sick and tired of going to DZ06 and getting purples in my supply drops. So in DZ05 and 6, you're going to get a 204 high-end item with the chance for 240 gear set, which is going to be great because obviously, that'll make things a lot better. So that pretty much wraps it up with the loot. I'm excited for the loot, and we'll talk a little bit about hijacking. Now, There has been, on the Q&A, a lot of people have been saying that the hijacking is, once you hijack, you get a 15-second rogue counter. I'm just going to say this now. If that's the case, that's kind of crappy, because you can run off 15 seconds easily if you pop your ult. Survivor link, that is. So, as I mentioned before, we're going to switch topics again. As I mentioned before, Clear Sky, they played a little bit. Here's the picture of when they started. They started the first mission, and they showed us some gear sets at the end of it. This one is the first measure vest, and you can pause the video and like look at the stats and all that good stuff, because the stats are pretty cool. I'm pretty excited about getting these new gear sets, especially the Predator's Mark, which we'll go over in a second as well. This is Hunter's Faith, which is more tailored towards marksman rifles and stuff like that, which is, you know, right up my alley as well, because I always rock a M1A or M44, which that's what he was rolling in the Incursion. Here is the Lone Star vest piece, which has ammo capacity, so I can kind of see this being the newest Nomad gear set, because, you know, it's like a survivability. But they also talked about the shotguns. Switching between them will automatically reload them, so that's kind of cool. And here's the Predator's Mark. Now, the special in this, when you equip 4, after 10 shots to the same enemy, you will apply a bleed effect to the damage that was dealt in the 10 shots. So that's essentially double the damage if you can hit those 10 shots, which is amazing. So they went over a lot in this state of the game, and like they said, the patch notes are going to be coming out Monday for the rest of it. I'm really hyped about it. I really believe this is something that they needed to do, and something that is going to take this game to new heights as it progresses through the rest of the year. So if you like this video, please slap a thumbs up for this. Took a while to kind of gather everything. As you see, part of the game glitch right over there with trash. But if you like it, please like this video, subscribe for more, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.